Hoop fans, gear up. It is March Madness time, that's for sure. Chelsea, you ready?
I'm ready. Okay. I'm ready. These guys have been showing out all afternoon, you know, doing that cool spin the ball on your finger thing. Oh, that was pretty good. Tim has perfected the craft. It's like you know a thing or two about basketball or something.
I play a little bit.
Just a
Used
little.
to.
Oh my gosh, well, St. Louis, we're getting you ready. We're hanging out with the celebrity historian. And where did basketball?
Truly a basketball fan, too. This is my real wallet with the
that.
basketball cover on it.
I love
That is pretty
That
cool.
is my, look, legit wallet, all worn out.
I love that.
A true fan.
That's
a
right.
true fan.
That's right.
I love that.
Looks like my wallet. Empty.
You two are a mess.
Basketball started in the 1890s, 1891. James Naismith is his name. Of course, Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Nice.
Now, that's where it started. The game started in Springfield as a winter sport inside a gym. And to this day, of course, it's a winter sport inside a gym. But the game looked pretty different back then. They stuck a basket up on a balcony. Like, you ever been to the gym and you see, you know, the balcony for running a track or something? They stuck a basket up on the balcony 10 feet high, and they played a game with 18 people, so 9 versus 9. One basket was made in that game. One basket,
Just
believe it or not. That's right, the first time. Beginners, you know, learning, right, Kurt? But what's interesting about that is that after that point, the game starts to evolve. However, it still looks kind of crazy to us. For example, there's no shot clock. There's not even dribbling, believe it or not.
What?
Yes, you had
There was
to pass
offense
the
and
ball.
defense, too, wasn't there?
It was, and actually sometimes, so their court would be about half the size of a court today, and sometimes you'd have a game up to 50 people on the court.
Jeez,
but
that's
the
ridiculous.
tradition was 9 on 9.
That sounds like
the first game.
recess in high school.
That's right. It is like recess.
Give a man for
It is
himself.
like recess. Now think about this. No dribbling because you had to pass the ball. Eventually, dribbling makes it into the game because you're technically passing to yourself. That's how they kind of worked around the rule, so you can keep to move around. But it looked more like Frisbee at first before you could do that. Now, after that, what happens is it quickly becomes also a women's sport because Smith College in Massachusetts, it goes over to Smith, and it's in one of the early women's sports, adjusted a little bit, but it is one of those early sports for women that are participating in basketball as well. So really fascinating to think about.
Cool.
Yeah, another funny thing about the early game, by the way, no in-game coaching for the first 60 years.
What?
Yep. A lot of things were pretty different.
That's
So I think it's
kinda
great
crazy.
to know for March Madness here coming
I
up.
think so,
SLU's
too.
playing tonight, by the way. They're in the NIT tournament, but
They
the
are?
NIT tournament actually predates the NCAA tournament, believe it or not.
The more you know.
And so the NCAA tournament got the name March Madness in the 1980s, but it started much prior to that. But the term March Madness has a local story. It started with high school basketball in Illinois. In Illinois, you had a tournament of 900 high schools in the
gosh.
1930s, and it had all the elements of March Madness you would think. Back-to-back champion, having an undefeated team, and my favorite, a 98-person school going through to win the entire tournament for
Wow.
900 schools. So
That is
March
amazing.
Madness was an Illinois high school thing. There's a video on it, there's a book on it, there was a trademark on it, but Brett Muskerberger, the famous sports announcer,
I love Brett
used the term March Madness on the NCAA tournament, and it caught on to the NCAA
Nice.
tournament as well as March Madness, believe it or not.
And that's how we know it today is March
That's right.
Madness.
That's right.
Here's an interesting fact about this year's March Madness tournament is the SEC became the first team to ever have 14 teams
That's right.
make the field.
That's right.
They have 16 teams, so that means 2 did make it. One of them
Wow.
being
That's
LSU.
Just throwing it out
And
there.
speaking of SEC teams, we got Mizzou in there.
MIZ,
And,
baby.
That's right. That's right. And they made 7 Sweet 16 runs, so I think they can make a run. Yeah, they do have
make
it
a
in their
run.
DNA.
So you're saying there's still a chance.
That's right, and women's Mizzou team has made 2 Sweet 16 runs. Illinois, of course, another local school. They've had a couple of Sweet 16 runs on the women's side, and on the men's side, they've had many 12 Sweet 16 runs, including the one last year that they had to the Sweet 16, so they might still be loaded to go ahead and do that. And they've even made the Final Four 5 times for Illinois. So there is
my
some good,
gosh.
rich history basketball in our region here.
I love that. Well, Tim has definitely got me beat on this really cool spinning the ball on your finger thing.
I think you got it.
Blame it on my
Trying to do my
nails,
drills here.
right?
See, Brian. Oh, yeah, we got it with the suit between the legs.
Oh, we're going to let the boys keep having some fun. St. Louis, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.